Bull or bear? Good spin on that coin. Comes up a bear. And that was an 1883 Morgan dollar in MS 63 condition. It still is, trust me, I didn't ruin it. Good evening, folks. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. It's like 82 degrees out. Lovely evening. We've had a lot of rain here the last couple weeks. And some of you probably are asking, where have I been? Well, rumors of my demise are much over-exaggerated. I'm here, I'm alive. I just happened to take a vacation a week before the beginning of the new year, and up in Ocala, actually, and didn't get a chance to make any videos up there. Kind of was decompressing, and I figured you guys would forgive me for taking a break there. That was the last time I did a video, actually, is the latter part of December, right after Christmas, or before Christmas. And then I had the fun show, and I want to talk about the fun show because it's an interesting part of rare coins in the gold and silver world as well. I was at the fun show here January 4th. I think into the 6th I was there. I left a day early. So didn't really do a video up there. I wanted to do a quick one, but you know how want to and doing are sometimes two different things, and didn't get a chance to pop out a video there. And lo and behold, you're probably wondering, well, Brian, it's been a full 2 weeks now. What happened to you since then? Well, damn, I got that flu. I got some flu, man. It knocked my something into the dirt because, wow. And also affected my mental or my cognitive abilities because I was in a brain fog for a week. So anyways, that's where I've been. Vacation, super busy at a convention, and then sick for the last week and a half, and I hope that's a good excuse. But here nor there, it's nice to be back and doing a video, and I want to talk, and I was just going to tell you, I'm going to talk about the show I just did, which is the most recent fun show, one of the largest coin shows in the country, and it was just, and that kind of gives you the scope of the size of the amount of tables. It actually looks small in that picture. I believe there's more aisles going that way as well. But probably, over 1,000 dealers. The attendance was just off the hook. Probably where I got my flu or whatever I got is from being in the same room with 10,000 people. But it was worth it, maybe. And who knows? Who knows where you get these damn things? Could have got it at the store on vacation talking to somebody. But great show. I mean, there were thousands and thousands of people in attendance. But I'll tell you what I did notice. Rare coins are still doing really well. I'm really surprised the rare coin market does as well as it does. It's just, and the most surprising thing about the rare coin market is that the amount of young guys. I mean, I can't believe it. You go down to Miami Beach, like the Miami Beach Antique Show that's going on last week, okay? The average age down there is like 70. You're a young guy if you're 70 at the Miami Beach Antique Shows. And most of it's jewelry now. There's really not much in antiques. And the jewelry business is just dead, trust me. So is the diamond business. But I digress there. I'm talking about the rare coin business. What surprised me about this right here, the rare coin business, is the amount of young guys that are out there, 20-something year olds out there buying and selling coins that are really enjoying this rare coins and enjoying this business. And not to mention people from all other age groups as well, from 8 to 80, Sorry, that's probably a bad phrase to use, but 8 to 80. I mean, the rare coin market has done a good job at keeping young people involved, I will say that, and that's kept the business alive in general. Now, as far as gold and silver sales at this kind of show and at shows right now, almost non-existent. I mean, the gold and silver and platinum stackers are backed off dramatically. I tell you, if I only did precious metals for a living, just sold gold, silver, and platinum for a living and didn't do other things, because I do rare coins and paper money and antiques and artwork and collectibles. I mean, I'm pretty varied guy. If I had just relied on wholesale and retail sales of precious metals, it'd be a tough time right now. But anyways, I'm digressing again. But the rare coin and the precious metal business are tied very closely together. A lot of people don't realize that. Many rare coin dealers from the 70s in the 80s were precious metal dealers. That's mostly who the precious metal dealers were coin dealers, okay? They weren't really precious metal specialists per se. I mean, there were, but not on the retail front. So the rare coin market and the precious metals market have a close tie-in to that. Other than that, when you get to the show, you'll notice that there's guys that either do bullion and rare coins, and there's guys that just do rare coins and have not a clue what they're looking at if they looked at a 100-ounce bar or a Krugerrand. So, but the rare coin market is really still very, very hot. I could go into what's hot and what's not, but across the board, you know, stuff still sells. Everything but proof sets. Proof and mint sets. Oh my God, what a terrible market that is. But good show there I had. And again, got the flu. All right, so I gave you my whole last 3.5 weeks plus here, and the excuses and the reasons why I've not been able to do the video. Let's get into gold and silver prices, which are basically unchanged for the new year, and they were unchanged kind of last year. I mean, we're in the sit and wait period right here. Gold at $2,023, silver at $22.77, still just meandering. And in fact, I'm not even sure. I haven't looked in 3 or 4 weeks what the gold to silver ratio is, and is gold and silver ratio. Let's take a look here. 2,023.18 divided by 22.77.
That would be approximately 88.8528.
That's a pretty high gold to silver ratio right there too as well, 89-1, okay? Higher than what it typically has been. I mean, it tells me two things. Again, I said this, I think, in the last couple of videos, even though they've been a while, which is either gold has got to come down here somewhere, silver has got to rise to the occasion and get back into that ratio that we were in. Or maybe I'm just making too much into ratios, you know, because the real issue about gold, silver, and platinum is nothing to do with ratios. It has nothing to do with supply and demand. I mean, in the short term, okay, and we'll get into that in a bit with one of Ted Butler's articles that he just wrote. You know, the price of gold and silver is completely determined by a group of large commercial banks and managed money that are on the, you know, the CME groups, COMEX, silver, derivatives, paper marketplace. That's where your prices are derived from, is a crooked paper derivatives marketplace. You know, CME Group, if you look at the website, they even say world's largest derivative marketplace, and that's exactly what they are. I have come to the conclusion that the CME Group is part of the United States government. The reason this country has been so successful is because we have cheated the world and everyone in the commodities markets. We've been able to determine the price of commodities. Think about how powerful that is. Think about how powerful it is. I mean, crap, you can print all the money in the world sometimes, and that's pretty powerful as well. You can have all the, you know, the military that you want, but having control over products that people need to live, having control over that, you know. So the more and more I think about it, I'm starting to just believe that the COMEX market run by the CME Group, the world's largest derivative marketplace that determines the price of gold, silver, platinum, oil, soybeans, corn, you name it, is nothing but a mere sham to keep this country running and to keep this country prosperous on cheap, you know, commodities that we get from all over the world. Okay, that's my conspiracy theory, and I could be wrong, but you know, even if 1% of the most crackpot conspiracy theories out there are correct, you'd crap your pants. So, all right, I don't know if that'd be that bad. All right, I'm still in a brain fog, so forgive me. 2023, $22.70 and $900 platinum. These prices are just freaking dirt cheap, folks, in my opinion. Still, premiums. I mean, I'm telling you, the entire retail gold, silver, and platinum market is just falling apart. It's gone. I haven't seen hardly. We have the consistent buyers as far as our location go. It's consistent buyers that understand the value of owning precious metals. Okay, that's gold, silver, and platinum. And these are actually larger buyers now. We have a consistent group of larger buyers that are just coming in all the time. They're taking their excess money and they're taking money off the table in certain areas, and they're putting it into precious metals. Not because it plays a dividend or anything, but because of safety factors. I think a lot of these people, and a lot of us, all of us, have really been waiting for like the pin has been pulled on the grenade. How long is that fuse? And it just seems like that fuse is the longest fuse I've ever seen in my life. When is it going to just go bang and explode? So I think a lot of people are feeling this. And we've seen just basically the larger buyers, the smaller buyers and the working class guys, other than some of them, have just kind of like dried up. I'm not quite sure what happened. Maybe it's disappointment that markets haven't done what they could. But I don't think so. I think really it's a matter of the economy really is starting to suck wind. The cost just to buy groceries and just survive in so many different ways for the working class person is so much more difficult now, and probably getting even more difficult despite the lies they tell you on television. And the so-called elite and trusted people that were supposed to run this country. But anyways, well, I think we got issues. I mean, I went from the commodities market and the crooked Crimex group market, where prices are discovered, to markets are just kind of quiet on the retail market. Even the retail end right now, it's just dead quiet out there. So premiums are really cheap. Here's where I'm going with this. If you still have money to spend, my God, the premiums are cheap on stuff. You shouldn't be paying more than the spot plus $2 on 90% constitutional money. Not more than $1.65 for 100-ounce bars. Not more than $1.80 for 1-ounce rounds. Not more than $1.75 for 10 ounces. Or $1.60 per ounce over spot for kilo bars. Don't be paying more than that. And same thing with gold. Gold seems to be generally available. Eagles really haven't come down that much in price. They're still around like spot plus 115 or so. But Krugerrand's a great deal at spot plus 70. Bars, spot plus 77 actually, spot plus 70. However, you can get bars from me cheaper than you can buy them from Walmart, Costco, and those other guys. So keep me in mind if you're buying gold bars. I can get you some really good specials on there right now for prepaid orders, especially on the larger orders too. So, product is just relatively inexpensive when it comes to premiums right now. The gold and silver prices seem to be relatively inexpensive. I think, again, with the ratio at 89, almost 90 to 1 right now, and this ratio could even widen, that tells me two things. Either gold's got to come down here or silver's got to go up some. And begrudgingly, silver hasn't done it. And same thing with platinum, but platinum, like silver, is such a small marketplace. And I got to remind myself even that the reason that these metals are down is not because retail sales are slow. I mean, retail and wholesale physical bar market and coin market are such small players in the derivative markets out there. Remember, in silver, there's hundreds of millions of ounces on paper that are traded in these derivative markets that just, as far as dollar volume and dollar value go, again, remember it's paper, just far outweigh what the retail and the wholesale physical bar market is. So, for me to say right now that silver seems like, silver is cheap because it's manipulated, okay? But, oh man, I can jump down so many rabbit holes here. And where do I go with that? Well, let me take a quick breather here, get my brain together here, and I just think that you can't think that, a lot of guys out there think that because the retail market is slow right now that silver, that's why silver's so low, but it has nothing to do with that. We are such small players out there, and on the silver price right now at 22.70 is nothing more than pure bullshit on the derivatives paper market at the COMEX group. I guess basically I just did a roundabout big circle there explaining that. Again, that's where my brain fog comes in, so forgive me for that. I want to read a little bit about a Ted Butler article here that he just put out here. And Ted Butler has proposed that there's some double counting that's been done on silver inventories involving JPM, that the CFTC has missed Again, if you subscribe to Ted Butler, which I highly recommend you do, if you're a dealer in precious metals, or if you're doing any kind of real numbers in precious metals, or if you just like it that much, Ted Butler is the godfather of explaining what's happening, why, and how. Okay. And a subscription service is not that much, $30-something a month. And believe me, I pay for it. I'm not getting a free subscription for shilling this right now. But I believe he is one of the smartest guys out there in the industry. And he's talking about silver being double counted, and that he's written the CFTC. And the CFTC, as usual, and as you know, the CFTC is worthless as tits on a log. That's my opinion. Has done nothing again. And he also believes that after 35 years, they're just kind of ignoring the guy at this point. And he says, I'm fairly consistent and a vocal critic of the CFTC, but even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while. And I don't consider myself to be a blind squirrel, and he is not. When it comes to silver, I just get the feeling that someone else had posed the double counting inventory question to CFTC other than me. An answer would have been provided by now. So he kind of feels that they're ignoring me at this point. They probably are. You know, what else can they do? All right, there's so much criminal activity and manipulation in the silver market, especially the silver market, and probably the other markets as well, that they can't acknowledge it. And I think Ted knows that. And Ted says here, much more important than any answer to the specific question of inventory double counting is the lack of encouragement or straight talk from the CFTC over the years and decades on the COMEX silver manipulation. The commission seems to have retreated from discussing the matters at all costs. And I know I have actually emailed these folks and asked them what's going on. You don't receive a peep from them. You don't hear a peep. Oddly enough, the whole CFTC commission, I believe they're all attorneys on top of it, appointed there by I don't know who, probably the CME group, the wolves themselves. All right. Even though it is a prime concern to silver investors as a whole, okay? They're just not discussing it. That's not how the frontline regulator is supposed to behave. And yes, if that was a sole determinant in when the manipulation would end, we would be all in deep trouble. Fortunately, what the commission does or doesn't do at this point has almost become irrelevant. And folks, I think this is important for you guys getting disappointed out there that silver hasn't done anything, because Ted Butler, I believe, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel on this. And let me go on. As the force of the law of supply and demand and physical shortage supersedes any and everything else. And one of the reasons I talked about retail and wholesale demand of silver, because I know there's so many idiots out there that are going to say, oh, but APMEX has a lot of silver and you're not selling much silver and gold and there's not much, available. I mean, there's tons of it and it's really cheap right now. We are such, again, for the third time probably in this video, we are such small players in the silver market and the derivatives market, where the price discovery is really made, not in real world supply and demand factors. So the physical shortage that Ted is talking about is actually for manufacturing and for example, if a bunch of people move into SLV or the ETFs, and Ted believes, and I believe as well, that the ETFs are legit, that they do put the silver, that it's not double or triple counted, that they actually, because of the regulation that they have to, BlackRock, silver SLV is such a small nothing to BlackRock. It really is. It's such a small part of their whole, empire, SLV, that they couldn't afford to have something like that take them down, you would think, okay? So SLV, PSLV, Sprott, who people trust, do have the silver, one for whatever people pay for, to back up their ETFs. And Ted believes that, and again, I believe that after listening to him for some time. So when investor demand starts to fly into ETFs, they do have to buy that silver and have it on hand and have it just for that specific cause. And when that starts to happen, I think we're going to run into much higher prices, not to mention the lack of physical silver available. Now, I'm not saying that silver doesn't exist above ground. It's just what is available to buy. And most investors aren't selling at these levels, nor will they ever sell at these levels. They're waiting for the big up $50 plus, all right, before they start unloading silver. But again, the physical guys like us make such a small part of this market. The real big part of this market will be the ETFs when the big investment money starts flowing there. And also the dwindling supply of silver available that is taken by manufacturers and people that use silver for photoelectric cells or for whatever industry uses silver. Okay, it's not the film industry anymore. So, that is where the real drawdown in silver is going to happen. It's not going to happen in the retail APMEX, SD, JM bullion. And by the way, here's my advertising. Here at Commercial Rare Coins, we beat APMEX, SD, and JM bullion. We also beat the local dealers down here. So if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any form, give us a call at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. We're happy to help you out. And I'll do some more advertising in the end here a little bit. So, someone says, you got to promote yourself more, Brian. I said, okay, I guess I do, begrudgingly. But there you go. There's my advertising. I'll do a little bit more in a bit. Okay, but what about the continued price rig job? And Ted's talking about this week. What about the continued price rig job lower continuing into Wednesday, where the Calusa commercials continue to slice the salami? This is a perfect term that Ted likes to use, slice of salami. I think I was using a different term for a little while, but more or less it refers to when these big commercials start spoofing in the overnight markets and when thinly traded markets in silver, when no one's really buying, when they're spoofing these markets to lower them and cause the algos that people have. Say, for example, you have, if silver goes above, $22, sell, or whatever, or sell if it goes below $21 or something like that to cut your loss. But anyways, they've been spoofing markets for years. Don't forget that J.P. Morgan got fined $920 million and signed a deferred prosecution agreement to not do it again. But so much shenanigans in the silver market, it's not even funny. So as of last Wednesday, we've seen in the overnight markets and in thinly traded times that the market's just been sliced down a little bit, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, to back up to, again, down 20 cents, up 10 cents, down another 18 cents, up 5 cents. You know what I mean? So salami slices along the way, and that's exactly what's going on. And Ted says, I know this is the same old story that he trots out regularly, and I repeat it myself. But that's because it's the only explanation that makes sense. And I'd love to hear, and this is Ted Butler saying it, not me, even a slightly plausible alternative explanation. And if I ever come across such an alternative explanation, I promise to present it. Certainly feel free to forward any that you may come across. Well, anyways, folks, for you folks that are new to this and that you've been watching the price of silver and think and gold and other precious metals and think that it's completely organic and it's based on supply and demand market, it's not. It's not. It's based on a bunch of commercial bankers and a bunch of managed money shorts and longs out there that deal in these large derivative contracts that are basically backed by nothing, just bullshit, that determines the price of gold and silver and platinum in your pockets and your hands. But don't worry about it. Things are going to change. We're going to see higher prices because at some point they completely screwed this market. And I was going to say throw an F-bomb there, but they've completely screwed up the silver market so badly. At some point, supply and demand factors, as Ted Butler points out, have to come into play. They have to. All right. Don't forget, not from the investor standpoint, but we use silver in everyday products, from silver solder to electronics to photoelectronics. Silver is it is a crucial metal to the economy. And once they've screwed this market so badly with derivative paper prices and there is no available silver to buy, that is when we will, and the manufacturers and the investors start looking for it. That's when you're going to see prices just fly right through the roof. Not a matter of if, it's just when. Excuse me, let me take a quick sip of this. Trader Joe's Red Blend. I like that Trader Joe's wine. Not bad for an inexpensive wine. Okay. Anyways, let's move into the next subject here, which is gata.org. I've been encouraging a lot of you folks, in case you haven't heard me say this for a while now. Excuse me. You need to have this site bookmarked. It's one of the best sites out there when it talks about the manipulation of gold. Ted Butler is the godfather of talking about silver and how silver is manipulated and who the players are and who the scumbags are. Ted Butler can tell you all about that. But when it comes to gold, I think gata.org is the experts, and they're absolutely correct. They talk about confiscation as well, all this other stuff. And I like some of their articles. There's some good stuff out here. So again, make sure you got this on your reading list. And one of the reasons I pulled it up today is because of this. I shouldn't say his name because my videos won't get shit, but never allow central bank digital currency. Well, chalk one up to that. Love to hear that. And I hope that if he does win, that he holds up his promise on that one, because I see CBDCs as one of the biggest dangers to our country and our freedoms and our well-being. I really do. It's one of the largest dangers to us. The cashless society people. These are the same people that are running this. Well, anyway. I want to be careful here. All right. Let me move on. Again, first video I've done for a while. I was going to just come on tonight and say, hey, it's me. I'm okay. I'll talk to you later, but you know me, I can't shut up once I get going. Interesting report by BBL right here. I believe his name is Vince, by BBL. He does some really cool stuff, throws off some F-bombs. That's why I like the guy. Once in a while you watch his videos, he'll throw a few F-bombs out there. And that's just passion, man, and believing what you're talking about, and one of the reasons I like listening to him. But he talks here at 50-second mark, and I'm going to put this on for you, about the price of silver and what's going on.
And I showed it to Chris Marcus at Arcadia Economics. And Chris, he's a silver guy, right? So Chris looked through it and he had a comment. He said, he said a lot more than what I'm telling you, but we want to get him to say it himself because it was just really insightful. It's like, isn't it interesting how in this report, every sector is buying silver except investors? And it seems that if investors don't buy it, silver doesn't go up. What's up with that? Considering that everyone's buying silver hand over fist for solar. It goes through the whole industry. Solar, how much silver is needed, electric vehicles, and that just keeps throwing in there, but investors aren't buying. Well, that's implying something. Anyway.
And I think that's very powerful. He's kind of just exactly talking about what I've been talking about for quite some time, and that they're still out. The silver's a very important strategic metal, and they're just and just because the retail end of the market slows down and all this stuff doesn't mean that the market's over with. This market is not determined by, again, this market is, the price structure is not determined by the retail buyers. It's really not determined by investors too much, unless a large amount of investors start to flow into the ETFs and they start to order the silver that's not available. This market is determined by a bunch of criminals. And again, large commercial banks and manage money, longs and shorts in the derivatives market. That's where the price structure is determined. It's not really determined by supply and demand right now, but that's just my opinion. But really good report by VBL and Vince. If you want, you can catch it here on Zero Hedge, Gold Fix, Silver Stocks Get Fearful, Regional War. Boy, I try to avoid politics as much as I can lately. Man. Well, anyways, folks, let me talk about last video I did, which, my gosh, when was that? 3 weeks ago. And I want to answer a few of the comments here that some of you folks have made. I always like to answer comments, and I haven't done it for quite some time. Close your eyes if you get dizzy, because I'm going to the bottom of the page here. And where are we going? Zane Underwood, what's up? See how long that's been? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Belated Merry Christmas to all of you folks, okay? And a Happy New Year's as well. Celeste says, I saw another YouTube that London was denied something important, how they trade by Basel rules and affect the prices going forward. Does he lose some of their ability to manipulate now? Sorry, I don't remember the more details. Interesting, not really familiar with that specific something they were denied or something like that. I'll be honest with you, Celeste, I haven't read that in a little while, but to me, really, it just all comes down to, when the shit blows up in the COMEX, CRIMEX markets, when the real supply and demand factors start to come into play, and the bullshit derivative paper market starts to fly out the door, or fall apart. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy New Year's. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to have a good positive attitude. I can't tell you the last week and a half, man, with the freaking flu. Like I said, I'm still in a mind fog right now. I try to generally keep a good sense of humor. Silverliner, good to see you posting there. I hope everything is well for you, sir. I hope your health and your wealth as well. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you. And I hope your doctors have let you loose by the time, well, I hope they have since I've read this. If you don't do another video between now and then, Happy New Year. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. John Schroeder says, I live in St. Paul, Minnesota, and work in Northeast Minneapolis. I lived through it all. Watched gas stations burn, had to leave work early from riots, joined the military trying to get sent over to Iraq. Let me stop right there. Thank you for your service, sir. We really appreciate that. And joined as a plumber. I didn't do any plumbing. Didn't do any plumbing in the military. Went to combat. Again, thank you for your service, sir. I really, I can't tell you how much I appreciate guys like you that love America and understand the economic system and understand the power of gold and silver. Thank you. At this incremental rate of increase for silver 10 years before silver would hit 30, it's going to be one of those things where it just kind of like, if we knew it, it's not if, it's when. And really, it's about the timing here. And I think I've been feeling it's way overdue for quite some time. And maybe it will be a little time longer. But, man, I don't know how long they can go on screwing this market up like this and really screwing the supply and demand market the way they have been in the derivatives market. It's going to blow up in their faces. It's just going to do it. Goldbacks. Not a big fan of them. I got to be honest. I think they're cool. I think they're novelties, but I don't think you're ever going to use one. And the price and the premium that they charge for them is just way high. But I do think they're cool, and I think that they'll probably become collectible at some point. You're going to have gold double, triple, or quadruple before you'll be able to extract the gold out of there and make your money back, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But again, I think they're cool. I love the idea behind the whole thing. Ellie, I'm mainly a silver stacker, bought more than 10 ounce bars than I have recent memory. Also bought a couple of quarter-ounce coins and kind of debating on adding a few quarter-ounce coins to my stack, but it's hard not to buy silver. Merry Christmas to you too, brother, and keep stacking gold and silver. I think you're fine in either one. I still think silver is way far more underpriced than gold. That's just my opinion. Michael Goodspeed says, hey, Brian, best wishes to you and the Yellow Ones. Man, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I wish I had read these comments. Well, I did read the comments here, but I wish I could have responded to you all sooner. But, Merry Christmas to all of you, and Happy New Year's to all of you as well. A happy, prosperous, wealthy, healthy New Year. Thanks for your advice. Happy holidays, you too, sir. Linda Compton, I believe that you are probably right exactly on that. Can't disagree with that. Thank you, CW03. Again, thank you for your military service, sir. John Schroeder, also overseas. I found some of Saddam's currency, found out it was worth. I've always been interested in. Very cool. I mean, the rare coin market and the paper market are so interesting, and the foreign currency market is a big part of it as well. It's a cool place to, you can have a lot of fun collecting foreign currency, and it's a popular field. John, thank you for your service as well. And Merry Christmas to you, Mark Hall. I believe you're also a veteran. Thank you very much. Damn, my prices are high. Liz, Chad, my prices aren't high. I don't know where you got that from. I think you just kind of like threw that out there at me. But it happens. But no, my prices aren't high. In fact, here goes my advertising again. I will beat APMEX, SD, JM Bullion, even Costco and those guys that are now selling precious metals. But don't expect me to redeem your points on your credit card. But I'll beat those guys. I'll beat the local on all gold, silver, and platinum products. So if you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, call me at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. I can do that. Not only that, you get to see a smiling face and good advice as well. You can't get that online. Can't get good advice, and you can't get a good face-to-face communication with someone that knows what they're doing. That's invaluable. Outdoor with a Log Dog. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you. Christine, you too. Thank you. I appreciate that, Patrick. My son is a VP for the largest criminal bank, JP The Godfather J. Yeah, so your son probably knows a lot of. Yeah. You get it. You get it. Merry Christmas, Michael. Appreciate that. Gobble and Wobble, Michael Matthews. America is a banana republic now. We are the laughing stock of the world. We're known as an evil warmonger. Yeah, we are an evil warmonger nation. We haven't changed. We've been that way for a while. But I think we're starting to wake up to that, you know? Listen, there's no good wars. No good wars out there. There's no such thing as a good war. Most wars can be avoided, but I'm not going to go into that, you know, and it's tough to live in this world anyway, to get a call that your brother, your cousin, your friend, your son, your nephew, whoever it may be, is dead over in some foreign country. It just doesn't, you know, there's no money that's worth that. Brian, I call you from New York asking spot prices. It's Brian, but thank you very much. Remember your phone call. I'm glad I helped you out up there. I hope you found a good dealer up there. Thank you. Appreciate that, Wilfred. Same to you. Trump is so... I guarantee it. Listen, I didn't vote for either one of these gentlemen, but I got to tell you that I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. I'm a libertarian from way back, and I know we could have a conversation about that for a little while, but I vote principles. My ideal candidate is fiscally conservative but socially liberal, which means that he doesn't care what any of us do as long as we harm no one and we don't make other people pay for it. I'm cool with that. That's my perfect candidate. Thanks. Appreciate that, Michael Porter. Lazy Pelicans. Loved your video. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Jack Hunt. My gosh, I know Jack Hunt from way back. Jack Hunt is a good, honorable fellow. I believe he's up in the New York area. Been buying and selling gold, silver, and platinum as well. If someone called me and said they lived in Jack's area and where would I go for gold, silver, and platinum, you know, so I don't have to buy online and get good prices, there you go. Jack's a great guy. I think that's it, folks. You can catch me on Twitter or X now. I'm spending a little bit more time out here, but I got to tell you, this last 3 weeks, I've just been AOL. You know, put me on A. All right, so that's getting a bit weird. Okay. And that's it, folks. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware, Coins, and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum in any form, give us a call. We'll beat the prices of Atmex, SDJ, and Bullion, the big online gorillas out there. Good gorillas, too, because if you want to beat anyone, you want to beat the good guys. We also do rare coins and collectibles and paper money and other things, too, so keep us in mind for those as well. And if you don't have a good local dealer in your area, and you can't, I always stress try to find a good local dealer first, but if you can't find one, give me a call at 954-493-8811. Maybe we can do some business with you through the mail or through traditional services like wires and stuff like that. But I don't have a website, so I can't help you on that end. But that's it, folks. I'm glad I'm here. Glad I survived my little flu. It was pretty awful. And I'm looking forward to doing some more videos, and we're going to have a good year. Talk to you soon, and really love you all, and I appreciate all the followers out there as well. You're a good group of people. Good night now.